Lads, welcome to my second Blades preview, and in this preview we're going to be talking about all things Crystal Palace. And again, I want to thank the Magic Sponge for sponsoring this video yet again. All Sheffield United frame prints are on screen, as you can see right now. And also I just want to say a massive thank you to Andy Smith. Not only did he purchase 3 Blades framed prints, but he also told them that he came from this video. Thank you very much, top man. And right now on screen are our opponents, Crystal Palace's frame print for this week. As always, all the links will be in the description right now, so if you want to pick one up, go down there, click on it, buy it, tell them that you came from me. So let's crack on to Palace, roll the new intro.
If you don't have a song, you may as well not go to the pub at all.
Lads.
Watch this.
But before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you very much for Johnny from the Showroom View for making that intro for me. It's absolutely unreal. Let me know in the comments what you think to it. It's just incredible. So that draw against Bournemouth stood us in good stead for this game. But other than not being able to defend that free kick, which it was a little bit poor, we defended excellently. Really well, played some good stuff, and we did not look like a fish out of water in the Premier League. But in my opinion, we are going to be attacking a lot more in this game. Crystal Palace are a solid team. They've got an excellent attack, but like I say, it's a solid team. It's nothing too special other than a couple of attackers. But don't get me wrong, on their day they are very, very dangerous and can hurt you. Zaha is special. Townsend has the ability to be special, but kind of drifts in and out of games. And Benteke can be a really difficult striker to stop when he's on his game. Big, strong, powerful, really good in the air, and just a real handful. Again, they've got a steady midfield. Not too many creative midfielders in there, but they do have 2 midfielders that sit in MacArthur and Milivojevic. And I do think at times tomorrow, Bulldog will be sacrificed, or Basham will be sacrificed from going forward, because Zaha is, like I say, special. He's one of the best attackers in the Premier League, really. And I'm sure he'll be playing because he'll have had a full week's training and he'll be ready to go. But they have let Mamadou Sakho go. Well, I say let go. They couldn't really keep him, could they? And Joel Ward is occupying that right back spot at the moment, but he's nowhere near as mobile as Mamadou Sakho. He's big, he can be clumsy, he's slow, and I am positive that we're going to be getting Fleck in there, we're going to be getting Jack in there, we're going to be getting Andy Stevens in there to overload that wing as always, try and create chances from that left hand side, because that's where they're going to come from. Lots of getting Jack to the byline, lots of getting Stevens to the byline, get them low crosses into the box. That's how we're going to hurt them. So last season, Crystal Palace finished 12th, a very respectable 12th I should say, but they haven't really improved the squad. Actually saying that, Zaha is like a brand new player, because I'm sure at the end of last season they thought, yeah, this is probably the last time we're going to see Zaha. And to be fair, he probably will go in January. It'll probably be one of those panic buys by one of the big clubs, like, oh, we're struggling, let's throw a load of money at Zaha. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I think he might be one of them panic buys. But the one thing that I've noticed from Crystal Palace is the back end of last season, from kind of early to mid-January onwards, they only lost 1 game to a bottom half of the table club. That was Brighton. But that is some good going that. I'm not saying that they didn't in the first half of the season, but in that second half of that season, only losing to Brighton, that's mental. That is very, very good going, which scares me a little bit. Roy's obviously got on well drilled. But before we get into Sunday's game, let's take a trip down memory lane. Did that rhyme?
Well, if you... Yeah.
Because the last time we played the Eagles at Bramall Lane was in 2010, even before Bournemouth that. But I've never thought of Crystal Palace being a bigger club than us. I'm not saying that in a big-headed way. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I remember one of my biggest my first ever heartbreak was us losing to Crystal Palace in the Division 1 playoff final. Davy Hopkins scoring that long-range curling shot right into the top corner with Simon Tracy just watching it go in. Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible. But At least it got me ready for being a Blade. But anyway, in 2010, we won 3-2 at Bramall Lane. We were 2-1 down with 5 minutes to go, but big Chet Evans and big Daniel Bogdanovic scored. Yep, I forgot about him too. But even though we nicked a late win, we finished 23rd and they finished 20th. Sad times. So in their side, they had Nathaniel Klein playing, but also had current Palace players. Would you believe it? Wilfried Zaha. And I am 100,000% sure that Zaha is probably at least 50 times better than he was back then. He's an absolute baller now. Any noteworthy Blades players playing in that game? I don't think we should really talk about it. Nyron Nosworthy, Shane Lowry. Yeah, let's leave it there. So obviously in this game, the danger man is Wilfried Zaha, as long as he starts, and if he comes on. But they've also got Andros Townsend, who can hurt you. I loved Andros Townsend a few years ago, but it just seems to have plateaued a little bit. I'm not trying to be rude to Palace fans here, but if Andros Townsend was that good, he wouldn't be playing for Palace. I'm not saying he's not that good, I'm just saying he's massively inconsistent. But he could smash us, you don't know. You don't know, that's the thing with inconsistent players. 1 week they can have an absolute game, and then the next 5 they can be terrible. They've also got that Mayer as well, who's very good on the ball, creates space, but can't really shoot. And as always in my last video, I did the cards, which was me showing you what team I think that Wilder's going to play, where I think we're going to get joy, where I think they could hurt us. So if you want to watch that, just click up here right now. I know where it is these days. I don't need an arrow, it's right there. But obviously either wait until the end of the video or come straight back after you've viewed it. But before I get onto the odds for this game, I had a fan in one of my last videos. I'm really sorry, I can't find the comment anymore. So if this was you, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, I really appreciate it. But this fan asked if I can go through some of the comments from the Crystal Palace forums. And obviously there's only one guy for this job, and it's Roy's View From. And he's let me use the comments, so thank you very much, Panchero, really appreciate it. And the only way that you've not seen these sorts of comments before is if you've lived under a rock. So what Panchero does, he goes across to all the forums for the different teams that we are playing before the game and after the game, compiles all the comments, all the best, all the worst, sometimes the worst are the best, and puts them all together for us Blades to look at. It's brilliant. So I'll leave a link to his website in the description down below, so if you want to see, there's some amazing Wednesday ones, so go and check them out. There's some amazing ones from every single game, so yeah, go down there, click on his website and just take a look. The guy is a living legend. But anyway, here are some of the Crystal Palace comments. Overlapping centre back, have a word. This lot will get murdered in the league. Our counter-attack style should destroy them also. 8-2 Zaha hat-trick. Fair enough, you have the confidence in your own player. Yeah, your best player. The player that would have truffle shuffled over broken glass to get away from Sellers Park. Even wanted to sign for Everton. Everton! Roy will put a stop to this right away. Him and Ray are probably pissing themselves laughing watching Sheffield United highlights as we speak. Roy laughing at Sheffield United? Well, what about the time when England lost against Iceland? Only for them to be beaten 5-2 a few days later by France. And who was the manager in charge of the England team for that competition? Nah, it's gone. Sounds like a stupid gimmick to me. You'll see on Sunday, fella, if it's a stupid gimmick. A stupid gimmick doesn't get a team promoted from League One to the Prem in 3 years while spending very little. Yes, mate! Me and this guy can be mates. Wasn't their promotion more about Leeds' implosion? Kind of. But a team don't get promoted by munching greasy chip butties and downing pints after pints of Magnet on the halfway line, do they? Yes, that's the only reason that they're not in League One right now. Leeds bottling it. Wow. So yes, because Leeds finished 7th in 2016-2017, that made us win League One with 100 points. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Man mark Wilf out the game. They are going to do everything else with the only 2 players they have left. Okay, yeah, that was pretty funny. I'm very confident about this game. Newly promoted team against a brilliant counter-attacking Palace. I can see Sheffield United getting a bloody nose with us getting a thumping win. So first of all, very humble. Stay humble, guys. Stay humble. Brilliant counter-attacking team. Humble. And us getting a bloody nose while they're getting a thumping win? Are they threatening physical violence? Not on Jack O'Connell's watch. No chance. 2019 Chris Morgan. Fair play to Wilder for sticking to his overlapping centre-backs in the Prem. I'm telling you, the bloke is a managerial genius. If he does well with the Blades in the Prem and Hodgson calls it a day, I'd love to have him at Palace. So I wanted to finish these comments on a nice one because they're not all moronic. I've literally picked out the worst ones to show you. And yes, Wilder is a terrific manager and he will be going a long way. Hopefully with us, but you can't say that for certain. So in regards to a predicted scoreline, the bookies have changed their tune all of a sudden. We were 3-1 to beat Bournemouth away. And they were technically right because we did beat them, but it was a lot closer than they thought. So for this game, you can get the Blades at 6-4. You can get the draw at 21-10, which is pretty much 2-1. And Palace are 2-1. So we're more likely to win, apparently. Alright, bookies. Ta. But if you want a betting man, I'll just quickly explain to you. So if you put a 5 on Crystal Palace at 2-1, you'll get back absolutely nothing. And finally, you want my actual score prediction, right? I think as long as we can contain Zaha and Andros for most of the game, we should win this game. But if not, we may struggle because I don't fancy our chances of outscoring them. You know, I mean, like, if they score 3 goals, I can't see us scoring 4. But we've got a good defence. Our defensive record is really good. So I am going to go for a 3-1 home win. Come on, Blades, we got this. I'm going to tell you exactly how I think it's going to happen. First goal is going to be a long-range effort from Luke Freeman because he doesn't know yet. He doesn't know that we don't shoot from massively from distance. He's going to take on a pop shot from 25 yards out, top bins. Then Ender's going to get the ball to the byline. Little dinky cross into the box for a big Ollie McBurney. I think Andros will pull one back, but then Billy's coming on for the last 10 and he's going to nab a 3rd goal. So let's go into this with confidence again. We were confident against Bournemouth. Look what happened. We didn't get overawed. They weren't so much better than us. I think it was a really, really tight game. And technically, Bournemouth are probably a slightly better team than Palace, even though they finished lower than Palace last season. And we're at home. We've got a massive crowd behind us. We've got this. The thing is with Premiership football, we're not going to be able to create as many chances as we did last season. We're probably only going to be able to create kind of a quarter of the chances that we did last season. We need to take his chances, like kind of the one that Didsy got so early on. If it's an early chance, if it comes early, we need to take it. I'm not saying that it was an easy chance, but those sorts of chances, half chances, we need to try and take them. If we can get 4 points from the first 2 games in the Premier League, that would be amazing. Saying that 2 points on the first 2 games still wouldn't be bad, but it would be nice to get that win under the belt early. But the only problem is we've then got Everton, then we've got Chelsea, which are not 2 easy games. And if we do lose both them, that's 2 points from 4 games and we will be in the relegation zone. I'm not being disrespectful to Palace, but these are the games that we kind of need to be picking points up from. So it's our first home game in the Premier League for a long time. So let's go there and be positive. And get behind the lads. I can't wait to get back to the lane. Come on, Blades.